Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Radiant Central, and I'm your host, Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So recently someone left a question asking about negative experiences and how to release them, how to let them go, how to not let them take over your life, not let them take over your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit, even your health. You know, we know that negative experiences can take over everything. And when I read this question, I immediately thought about two things that I think about when I'm in sort of the midst of dealing with a negative experience. And there's two words that I always remind myself about that kind of bring me back to center. And the two words are balance and perspective. So when I'm talking about balance and negative experiences and releasing those negative experiences, how I see it is that in daily life, we're always coming into contact with the good and the bad, with negative experiences, with positive experiences. And you can't really avoid that, right? But what you can do is try and maintain a balance. Because the moment that you find a negative experience is taking over your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, your health, your relationships, your everything, that means things are falling off balance. And to me, that's like a good sort of red alert that I'm not doing things to take care of myself. I'm not doing things that I enjoy. I'm not doing things that make me feel more connected to life or that connect me more to the value of my life. I'm not doing things that I appreciate or allow me to appreciate the beauty of life. I'm disconnected from that. And when I disconnect from that, then negative experiences start taking over. And so for me, that's always like red flag. I need to be doing more good stuff for myself. I need to be doing things that I enjoy, that make me feel good, that boost my confidence, that just make me feel more connected to the beauty of my life and appreciating my life. And so that's the first thing. It's kind of like how I see it. It's kind of like with the past, all negative experiences live in the past. And as much as we want to get rid of those negative experiences, we can't change what happens in the past, but we can change how it affects us. And it's what we do in the present moment that we have full control over. And so how I see it is that when we're becoming sort of consumed by negative experiences, it means that we're not in the present moment. You know, we're somewhere in the past. We're in that story. We're in that heaviness. And we're carrying around a dead weight. And so it's about bringing yourself back into that present moment. Because when we're in the present moment, it's all about the current experience of your life. And how I see it, it's about bringing us back to perspective. And that's sort of the second thing, is perspective. Is that when we're dealing with negative experiences, we're losing perspective, especially if it's taking over. And especially if we find that it's just, as time going on, we're living more and more in that story of that negative experience, is that we're losing perspective, and we're also losing sort of the power and the control of our own life. It's kind of like if a negative experience is taking over things, we're allowing it to, we're giving into it, and it's you that owns your life, and it's you that has that control over things. And so when we gain perspective of that and say, you know, yes, what happened, and I can't change it. But what I do have control over is what is happening right now and where my life is going to go in the future, then that's empowering. And that brings you back to a place where you see it for what that experience is. And it's a bad experience. And that's what it is. And you contain it into that instead of it controlling and seeping into everything. You know, it's kind of like taking your power back or taking your life back. Because as bad of an experience is, it's kind of like, do you want it to take control over your life? Do you want it to own you? No, of course not. And so bring yourself back to perspective, is that it doesn't have to. If you want to take your life back, you most certainly can. And I find it's kind of like when I remind myself those two things, balance and perspective, then I get to a point where I feel more empowered by my life, and I know where to direct it. I need to be directing my life more into positive experiences. And eventually, I find the more positive experiences I have in my life and the more I feel connected with doing and creating more value in my life, then I'm able to see those experiences for what they are. And sometimes we get to a point where we can forgive people or that experience, or even forgive ourselves. Or sometimes we get to a point where we just need to let it go because we don't want to be carrying around that negative energy anymore. It doesn't resonate with us anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. But I find it's kind of like sometimes people focus too much on that negative experience and trying to like figure it out and understand it. But sometimes it's about moving more into doing other things with your life and doing the things that really matter in order for later on for you to be able to come to some sort of peace with that experience. But we can't force that peace, and sometimes by trying to micromanage it, it just makes it worse. And lastly, I have to also say too, is a lot of times when I'm dealing with a negative experiences, I think back to how I successfully dealt with other past negative experiences. And that's one thing I kind of hold on to, is that there's been times in my life where I've gone through a negative experience, and sometimes those negative experiences took over for a certain amount of time. But there came a point where I was able to resolve it. And I always think back to how did I resolve it? What worked for me? What worked for that experience? And usually that too gives me some sort of solution or some sort of directive as to like where to go next with it and what's going to bring me in a better place than where I am now. And that's what I can say about releasing negative experiences, that you decide. You have to take your power back, and you have to ask yourself, how can you take that power back? And is it worth it to give all that power to that experience? The experience is bad enough, but for you to give your happiness and your life to that experience, it's not worth it. Not at all. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. And I just want to remind everyone that this coming Monday is the new 7-day juice fasting program. If you want to do a juice fast, it's an online program. Everything is live for that week. It's 7 days, a 5-day juice fast, plus it includes 1-day transition day onto the juice fast and 1 transition day off of the juice fast. So you're guided and supported through the entire sort of juice fasting journey. And so when you sign up for the program, you get an ebook that has recipes, guidelines, menu planner, shopping list, instructions, everything. So everything's laid out on how to have a successful juice fast. And there's also 7 videos that come with the program. So 1 video that you watch every day of the 7-day program, and you can download that to your computer or to your mobile device. And there's also a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, for those that are doing the juice fast with you, and also previous participants are there as well. And it's great because for the entire week of the live juice fast, I log on every day and I answer any questions you have and offer additional support, and everyone gets to connect and talk about all their results and their benefits or their challenges, and it's fun. It's a great way of getting support. It's a great way of making the juice fast fun and easy to do. So if you're a beginner juice faster, or you've done plenty of juice fasts but you want to join a group to do one with, join us. For more information and to sign up, just go to my website at radiancecentral.com, click on Juice Fast, and you can sign up there. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.